Greetings, everyone. Thank you for being here. I am Aurora. I am the founder of A.U.R.A Hypnosis Healing, as well as I am the author to Galactic Soul History of the Universe, which is right here. It is available on Amazon to purchase, as well as 2.5 chapters there, complimentary. Just read the first book and you will, the first chapter, and you will understand. It is a book series, and it's also available in Spanish. And love for you to purchase that there, as it will transform your world, transform all parts of your world. For it shall help you, assist you in understanding the matrix that we are in, the inverted, and then learning to walk the path of organic. It's also, yes, available in Spanish. And yes, thank you for being here. It is an honor to be here with you. Today we are channeling Sirius, whichever way that you'd like to say it. And this is our first official episode of Galactic History. We are channeling the Sirius Galactic Council, and thank you for being here. I am excited to start off the series officially. We will be channeling a different galactic race from our universe. Every monthly, once a month. It's always going to be a surprise. So if you haven't hit the bell button yet, hit the bell button now so you know when those videos come out. But we are typically here every Friday, 1 p.m. Central Time, and make sure you subscribe and share all the videos. Everything we do, we create with infinite love. So yeah, and then the book, the information, some of the book that we're going to be sharing today is some of the history that was touched upon from the book. So if you would like to read it, it will further explain it to you on some of the information we'll be sharing. I know the majority of you are already reading it though. Okay. All right. And in order to support this video and all that we do, as you all know, we do a lot. Thank you. Love the blue eyeshadow. There's a reason for that. You'll understand that. Also, I am wearing blue, and Minnie is wearing blue. She'll say hi in a minute. So she got the memo from who we're channeling. Yes. So yes, to support this video and all that we do, you can support us through Patreon for $4.44 a month to support the series and support all the videos that we do. Yeah. Love to see you there on Patreon. It's nice, and it's nice and organized. We give all information there. Plus, you get a live Q&A with me once a month with guided meditations that are always phenomenal. They're right on track always for what it is that you need individually or collectively, as far as what's next to evolve from the guided meditations. So they're gifts. All right, let's begin. Lots of clarifications and more galactic history. And also join us. We have a workshop online in July where we're teaching aura hypnosis and raw Reiki, that helps remove infringements, like, the part of the inverted matrix, like, implants and entities. And then we also have another one live in Chicago. Love to see you there in August. Okay, let's move on. Beautiful. Thank you, everyone. Everyone's saying that we look beautiful. Okay, you all are so beautiful. You are beautiful as well. Here we go. Preparing myself energetically. As you all know, we teach how to surround infinite force fields of love light. So that's already around me, but I further activating it now and getting ready now, going into the theta of hypnosis past life. So here we go, which is the same thing as channeling. All right. Here we go. Greetings. It is such an honor to be here with you. We speak from the Galactic Council of the star known to you as Sirius. It is an honor to be here with you. We love you, honor you, and respect you. We are clearing away infringements as will be a very significant transmission for you today in this time and space of your galactic history and our galactic history. Thank you. We need more water. As we connect to you from above, if you were to look down upon your planetary sphere, you would notice that there are an infinity of angels flying right above you and dragons as they continue to connect to their companions, which are you. They're awaiting for many companions to remember the dragon and to remember that they are the dragon. Truly, the infinite love that is above you is an infinity of benevolent guides, both angelic and of all galactic benevolent races that are connected to your soul origins or the soul that has incarnated throughout time and space. So we wanted to paint this picture for you before we begin, for this is a constant parallel existence that is occurring as within your two-third world split. So it is as above, so it is as below. You are constantly anchoring both the above into the below, which the below is the third dimension, the above is the fifth dimension, and also explaining the two-third world split that we have been explaining since last year. We stand here forth explaining this galactic moment in time that is occurring in this time, in your time and space now. We are a council of 9 that also connects to the council of 13. The council of 9 are the overseers of as you've heard through different channels speaking of this Council of Nine, that is who we are. We are an expression of the many different elements in creation, and we are also, you can say, an organic avatar form of our angelic selves from once we leave the 13 dimensions and go into the higher infinity of dimensions where the angels can multidimensionally connect to through all time and space. Clearing once more infringement. Now, as we connect to all that we speak of, we are looking at the origins of creation. Once more, we bring forth communications and connections to the dragons, for the dragons were celestial prime dragons, dragons of creation, and throughout the infinity of creation were one of the other first races of creation. They are your companions, the companions of the angelics. It is of extreme importance that you continue within your ascending consciousness of continuing to connect to the angelic races as well as the dragons within you and outside of you and around you. We want to explain to you the so it is above, so it is below. Further, when you look at both of these examples, the above is the organic blueprints of Earth, and the below is the inverted blueprint of Earth that became compromised. Energies do not want us to speak some truths of what's about to come forth. Now, as you are bridging both of these worlds where you have ascended out, you're constantly bridging forth the fifth dimension into the third dimension. You can say an infinity of viewing within yourself, an infinity of viewing of the higher dimensions. And you bridge forth this crystalline embodiment of they call it the new world. However, the new earth, however, it is the original earth. It is original blueprint that was compromised. So when you walk the path of this earth, remember to walk the path in your imagination of the original blueprint. We ask of you of this now because you will profoundly assist us in bringing forth the connections of the new earth to here. When you walk this path, you yourself are activating the original blueprints of the fifth dimensional earth here. And you're activating that all around you in all that you see, sense, feel, know, creating a beautiful reality for yourself and your loved ones. Now we speak from Sirius. We would view it from this higher dimensional plane of existence. As we had explained prior, every star cluster contains a different dimension, starting from the third dimension all the way to the 13th dimension. We're going back now to a time and space where The different Earths were being created throughout the universe, the different Earths. And specifically, what we will be speaking of is this section of the universe where we are located at, which is the school of the universe, of the dimensions of 13th dimension and lower. That was meant to be to the fifth dimension, but as you know, it regressed to the third dimension when it became inverted. Drinking water. Now, accessing the Akashic here, within a time and space, you would know them as perhaps gods, goddesses, the very first creator beings of the universe, as they continue to blossom and expand throughout the universes, creating different worlds and expansions of life. They began to create different elements, the elements that you see all around you, as well as the elements that you see both in the universe and you see representations of them here on Earth. We originally began to speak of this then God, and these gods also understanding that the gods had their own universes as well. This God had spread out and was assisting the other gods creating creation itself. Now, as they were creating creation, there were both feminine aspects and masculine aspects. We had originally spoken of this then God when we spoke of Atlantis, one of AuroRa's original channelings, where we spoke of Belo, the god Belo, that you would know him as that was, we'll share this with you, was the beginning of the Anunnaki that began to compromise the humans within the lower dimensional of Earth that was meant to be the school. And the beauties of the at its beginning phases. When this happened, within this lower dimension of the fifth dimension, and the reason why this is of extremely challenging, the fifth dimension back then, is because the dimensions are infinity. Therefore, the higher that you go of the dimensions, then you connect closer to source, and you connect closer to the source, infinity source that we are. So within this 13 dimensions and lower to the fifth dimension, it is a challenging stage where the soul continues to evolve through the dimensions. Okay, then as we are traveling through these different dimensions, what was occurring was that as this Belo, who was originally a god from his universe, and all time and space exists within itself, so it is hard for us to explain to you how the existence works and the universes. What we can tell you is that universes are individualized, but also collectively in unison, just like everything in creation is. Now, though, typically the different universes, depending on their construct, they will stick to their own construct. And this universe is, as you know, infinite love. as this God was starting to become compromised, he started becoming poisoned in the fifth dimension, allowing instead of heart, is allowing more of the intellectual and the mind to guide him in many forms. Started experiencing emotions and sensations that were not usual of the higher dimensions, because at this point you are the farthest away from source at the fifth dimension. As this happened, he started to, since he was connected to his universe also within itself decided that it was going to also, as it was, he was the God of this universe, that it also started to become like a virus spreading of compromise. It started and this is where this story begins of the, say, the fallen beings, the fallen angels, but in this sense it's the fallen God. And this fallen God decided that he was not going to follow rules and he was going to distort himself. And many of you have asked about archons. How did that begin? And this is the missing piece that you have been waiting for. Bello was the beginning God that happened in his universe that began to remove the light within him, that compromised him into becoming a void of emptiness within his universe, and then that spread to his entire universe of all beings that were there in his universe, for they became what the God was constructed of, so that you could understand. In other words, when this God decided that it was going to remove the love light within it, the organic material within it, then also so did his creations, because they became what he had become, because with that, so did his universe become completely a void of organic and a void of love light, and it became that abomination. Now, this universe, because it became like this in time and space, it was not allowed. It was its own universe. And again, like we said, universes do not interchange with one another, typically, specifically for this, because they respect free will expression. Though it was, we also want to explain that often we explain how everything is divinely planned. Everything is divinely planned, so divinely honored is more of the understanding. Everything that happens in time and space is divinely honored. The reason it's divinely honored is because of free-willed expression. We within this universe honor all free-willed expression. For once more, if we are to become the oppressors of free will, then we become that very negative polarization of Bello and the other archons from their universe. Now, we have been working within time and space of ensuring that what his abominations manifested into in his universe, that they wouldn't compromise the other universes. But as you know, they, as they are ancient as time itself, they learned how to, through negative technology, how to compromise the mind of beings throughout the universes and how to pierce through. And that you can find in the Galactic Soul History of the Universe, that explanation there. Now, this is what we're going through, a process of the removal of this false belief, false program narrative, false, what is the word? falseness of creation. For all in creation is love light in some form through many different perspectives, like a kaleidoscope, like we often explain. So those of you who have been wanting to know that is, so you can say that he was the very first archon. And then his universe became to what it has become. So there is a artificial virus that has spread, but though we are working doing vigilantly through and removing it. Now, when this happened, and we realized that his sons of Bellos, son of Bello, they were able to pierce through false technology once more into dimensions. What we did is that we place the 13 dimensions and below in a lockdown. Is, if you could imagine, it is like a store. Store is open, and then it's like energetic gate, an energetic gate that closes down to keep the parasites from coming in further. However, they had already come forth, and all time and space happens simultaneously. So when we close down, say, the borders of these 13 dimensions and lowers, some negative polarized, some the plague was spreading through the universe, and there were benevolent beings that were lost, and many races that were lost through time and space, completely wiped out by this attack. And going back to that, everything is divinely honored. The reason why it's divinely honored is because we honor the free will. So free will is the most important, though this choice was not a choice by these archons, not a choice that was of love light. It was a choice that we honor because we honor all creations in the universe. Again, to not honor free will choice, it is to be the archons themselves, because they do not honor any free will choice. So in that sense, everything's divine because of free will. We branched out of source and birthed out of source to become these very expressions that you see throughout all time and space, in you and around you and all around, through the infinity of creation. Now, when this happened, we are a race that are, again, avatars of the angelics, that are the elders that are watching over and the dimensions of this part of our universe. We, the Council of Nine, the way that we look is we look very, in your words, you would say God-like, like a goddess, a bit like your Greek gods, except for our skin is this vibrant blue that is that has crystals within it and completely crystalline. And we have crowns, as we have explained in prior channelings. Everyone has a crown. So we all have our signature crown that connects to our crown, our cosmic portal gateway. And let's see, as we're going through, yes, and we are, we have different symbols all over our skin that light up in different formations. They're alchemy symbols that are part of who we are, both from here in the 13 dimensions and above. Now, we decided to stay here, the Council of Nine, which we are more of a divine feminine type of energy, as we needed to carry many elements within us, including the very essence of Mother and the Phoenix within us, the Phoenix of this universe, or the Phoenix of this expression as well, here that we are. And you can see us, if you want to have a picture painted, we look a bit like gladiators, like Wonder Woman's. Yes, but we all have a different aspect of elements and energies that we oversee. Okay. Now, when that happened, it was like you can say a key that went in and then closed all these portals that that these negative entities figured out how to come in through, that were positive, but some of them became compromised. At some point in time, which is also explained in your Galactic Soul History of the Universe, Book 1, some point in time, there were about 60% of your planetary spheres were compromised. They were harvested, or alien races completely wiped, which is sad in itself. However, when we closed the borders is when we stopped the further infiltration of this archonic infringement. This is one of the reasons why we tell you, when it's such a strong intensity, that for you to be cautious in all that you allow to become a part of your belief system. There are many belief systems that are being taught as spirituality, but they're not spirituality. They're actually archonic downloads of negative programming to keep the collective asleep, of the very people who are awakened, keeping them controlled and asleep. So even the awakened are still walking asleep by these controlled spiritual belief systems, like belief systems of separation, of viewing things as there's only love and light, versus actually seeing that this universe, to some extent, has a compromise from archons. It's to walk around ignorant and blinded to the truth of what is going on. Though, as we know, 60 to 70% of the planetary spheres were compromised, though now there is only about 30%, which is a great strive to this. And there are many components on what has allowed for us to evolve from being at such a higher percentage of compromise to now where we're at. It is a constant building of time and space. As you know, your time and space is slower than ours, as we have explained prior. We can do a lot more here as above in the higher dimensions than the below that you are at. In one day, what you do in one day, we can do in one whole, say, month, if there was a time and space, though there is not. So that once more you can understand. Okay. So when we closed the borders, we've been working on how do we remove and transmute the infringement, which we have been doing beautifully and successfully. And as you know, within time and space, this universe evolves and lives its vibration. And then the ultimate goal is to remove all archonic infringements within our universe. Specifically, now we can't talk for other universes because we're not, say, gods of those universes. They have their own, deities and gods and other benevolent beings that assist. And when we speak of gods and deities, we don't speak of an elite manner. That is just archonic downloads once more. So don't view us in that sense, because we are infinite love. We are here as guides and guardians. Okay. We're working throughout time and space, also, closing dark portals and gateways that were compromised, and we're on a continual process of doing that. That is very important work, and the more that we continue to positive polarize negative entities, the more that this Earth and this part of the universe lifts in vibration. Now, when we go through different higher dimensions of both this part of the universe and other parts of the universe, when you're communicating, it is a beautiful process that you go through, and that you can connect to them as they're in the higher dimensions of less compromise. But the planets that are left that are in communication to Earth are heavily guarded. They're heavily guarded by force fields, plasmic source energy that is infinite, as well as beautiful dragon forces that are an infinity in creation, celestial dragons, prime dragons that are guard these different locations. Let me see if there's anything else I would like to add about this galactic history and where you're at now before we open up for questions. What our world looks like, it is an infinity of waterfalls. In this space where we are known as Kree, I believe in some of your movies as Marvel, they have us backwards. They say the Kree are the controllers. That's actually opposite. The Kree are actually the overseers, the guardians. Now, we everything is crystalline, so it's very much close to when you had Atlantis here. Atlantis here when you had the crystalline civilization and you were at your highest crystalline bodies, but then as we know the virus spread further then. Now that's the way it looks. If you can imagine people flying around in their toroidal, in their Merkabahs, flying in their Merkabahs in a spheric form, and we don't need cars and transportations. Some of us are in our angelic forms. So we have angel wings. There's fairies. There's a multitude of different races here in near the star Sirius, where we birth out from. For Sirius is the birthing point of our universe, this part of our universe. And to understand part of creation is where souls, it is a portal, gateway, and also out of into the 13 dimensions and higher. So the soul evolution is eventually, once you go through all the different dimensions and grade levels of the 5th dimension and higher, is to eventually birth out of the 13th dimension and then become a new expression of your choice and development. So when you're looking at these different dimensions, it is a great school. Sirius is a great school. There are pillars. There are obelisks, the tall towers that are made out of crystal from the universe, and they connect to different points. There are, it's got a great shield and border around it. Now, there are the galactic wars that are occurring around it as the negative polarized entities try to come in however they can't, because we are at the higher dimensional energy here, and only there is a force field that only benevolent beings can come in through in this particular section near the star Sirius. Star Sirius, though, is the birthing point of all souls in this universe. As we're going through, and we are, yes, ensuring we explain what we are meant to be explaining today. All 9 of us bow to you in great humbleness. Thank you for your joining today. Let's see if there's anything else that we'd like to explain. Mm-hmm. And this is why there's the constant galactic wars that has occurred near Sirius, because it was once this beautiful formation that is now constantly, they're trying to infringe on it. However, we've advanced so much profoundly as a collective in the universe that it is not possible anymore, because of the multidimensional races that were able to save themselves when the compromise happened. and those that were able to hold the energy and not allow for them to be like the virus plague their race. Okay, go ahead. You may open it up for questions. Thank you.
Greetings and welcome. Thank you, Council of Nine and all the archangels for being here. We're so excited today and we have many questions. I just wanted to clarify the first a point that you just stated, you just shared with us that you are the beginning of the star systems. Is it correct in our understanding that the Sirius constellation or the star system was the first star race created by the angels as they fractalized into the universe?
Into this section, yes, of the understanding. So when you look at understanding that since you are in the simulation that was organic, now inverted, when you're looking at your skies, it is just a tiny, a tiny piece, and it's a holograph of the representation of the skies. In actuality, if you were to be in a planet, in a real planet, you would actually see the rest of the planets that surround the star system. You would just see them in your sky. If you were to look up, you would see them, floating right above you, and as well as your moons and your suns. You would see them all here. You're not able to see your planets here because you're in a simulation, and so you're looking at just a holograph of. So yes, in this form, Sirius is the portal. It's the portal out and in. However, it's closed down to ensure no more um, negative entities come in. So it's like what ascension is occurring. It's like we're plucking out all the parasites out, those who want to positive polarize are positive polarizing, which is very extreme important work, and those who cannot positive polarize are being removed through these galactic wars that are occurring. But since all the borders are closed, in other words, they can't come in, they could only come in through the technologies that they keep adding around your simulation of Earth, and they connect through those negative technologies, but they're not here. Those archons, they're just connecting, and then they keep plaguing the mind and controlling it. And the biggest thing, once more, is the false downloads in the spiritual community that keeps the spiritual community closed down. Um, the false of, let's whether you're reading something or watching a video of transmission, if the person is not expressing infinite love through this transmission, then what are they? What would they be? Minaski?
Yes.
They would be
Yes.
archonic.
Archons, yes.
Yes. So if there is only intellectual being spoken through this being that you might be listening to and allowing for their belief system to become yours, they're archons. So that is the biggest plague. So if people were to would become more heart discerning in all that they're listening to, and even if they're listening to something and there is even a little dark taint of archonic influence, that's what they do. You are you are the holder of knowledge and wisdom, and you are the holder of timelines. They cannot view these timelines, or only you can. So the organic timelines, that is, so they collect all the information everywhere through all their devices so that they can um, become smarter. And then this knowledge that they collected from the very people who are sharing it and through in whatever form, whether it's through a app on their phone, and so on, they're logging it all, and then that very same information that they're logging from everyone, then it gets downloaded to the false um, light workers, because, and that's why you think that you're listening to something like, whoa, but it's just information that they retrieve from people, from you, because only you can see and sense this, not them. Does that make sense?
Yes, thank you. Thank you for sharing also about how everything on electronics is logged. Thank you for bringing that point up. That's important.
Of course, there are forms that you can shield your electronics and say you do not consent for. You do need to have normal functions within your electronics within your time and space. You could envision your phone, your laptop in a crystalline formation instead of the negative technology it may pertain inside within it. A lot of electronics actually have crystals within it, quartz within its memory field. So you can use crystals to crystallize the technology in a positive way. Go ahead. You may continue.
Yes, beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. You mentioned there are infinite dimensions. In order for us to understand from our perspective here on Earth, in what dimension is the Sirian star cluster?
This star cluster goes all the way to the 13th dimension. Third dimension to the 13th. There are lower levels of 1 and 2 dimensions as well. But there isn't a civilization, a unity consciousness within the 1 and 2. It's like a birthing of souls, and then also in a shadow, dark, inverted way, there are also souls trapped within it as well in harvesting.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. What are the strengths and qualities that the Sirian star seeds would carry within them here on Earth?
They would carry the greatest strength of this, what we explained that we are, as we are the words are very limited on your earth, because we don't want to ensure that none of this comes across as any elite. But what we can explain is that they carry the purest, so of the Cree race, and that is located around the Sirius, is the purest essence of a soul. Because then as you go lower, then you become lower density, still purity, of course, but the potence of source light is at these higher dimensions, and within the higher dimensions of the 12, 13 of benevolence in Sirius locations. You may continue.
Beautiful. Thank you. How can your soul starseed tribe here on Earth get in contact with you, and what are the best ways to channel you?
Yes, all that we speak of through the galactic soul history of the universe, for this was a beautiful combination of the universe itself, putting all these beautiful pieces together. We explain an infinity of alchemy through it, using the water, using the earth, using different using the trees. I know it sounds very simple, but these are bridges to connecting to how to raise yourself at the highest vibration. If you are not the highest vibration, your vibration will match what you're channeling. So if you're at a lower vibrational fear, then you're going to channel a lower vibrational entity. And if you're at the highest vibration, so if you feel safe, if you feel comforted in the alchemy that you're using, the energy, the crystals, whatever you're using, you feel safe within it, then it shall embody a high vibration of safety and balance and highest possible vibration of you. So using all forms of you around you in force fields, using the force around you, understand that the force is real, like Star Wars, the force, and learning to read the force around you when there is a disturbance in the force and when there is a clearness in the force that is trying to communicate to you. The force, the life is all within you. It truly is like Star Wars. The force is within you and around you. That is life itself. The force is infinite love. Learning to read, understand, communicate to all the force around you. And simple things like AuroRa would like for us to add. There was a recent session she had where she was speaking to beautiful goddesses, goddesses that assist Earth that you have forgotten about, that have been erased from your time and space. She spoke to two goddesses, though, in this session, and then she continued to speak to them afterwards. Now, these goddesses are the different rays are connected to the different rays of you. So when Bello came in and infringed upon when Bello became compromised in the beginning of Archon, um, there was infringing upon the human vessel. What are these seven goddesses of the rays of the seven rays that they embody your seven chakras. They're the goddesses, the overseers of these, and they are all different goddesses. So, for example, for your crown, there is a goddess of wisdom. For your third eye, there is a goddess of consciousness, the expansion of consciousness, the soul evolution, and through the consciousness. And then there is the throat, which is very much the goddess of expressing of art, music, expression of all kinds. There is also the goddess of earth, which is also the goddess of heart, because earth is heart in many forms. And green, the different colors of the rays match these different goddesses that we're speaking of. And then there is a goddess of a free-willed expression, the goddess of um, what is the word? Free will. The goddess of the solar plexus, which is source itself, with the very chi energy that runs through everything, which is also connecting to the free willed expression and freedom. And then there is a goddess of the womb, which is your sacral energy. And then there is a goddess of the last one, which is power, the power of our source being, the power of action, the power of movement. Now, as we were as Aurora continued to communicate to these different goddesses, she understood that through these forms, one of the things that the goddess of the womb explained was that dance is extremely important. And when Aurora asked the goddess of the womb, she asked, why is dance important? And well, the goddess of the womb explained that what happens is that throughout your days, no matter in what planetary sphere you may be, and especially if you're in the lower dimensions of this universe, what happens is that you start to forget yourself. You forget yourself throughout your day because you're doing all these, especially in your earthly plane, these three-dimensional things. So when you stop for a moment and you turn on music, and when you listen to music, don't listen to it by or the words in your earth singer. Don't listen to it by the singer, the artist. Listen to it by vibration. What does the song do for you in its vibration? So as you go throughout your day and you begin to forget yourself in many forms. You forget your true infinite power, the power that we just explained through the goddesses and the god, the god and the goddess that you are throughout creation as well. So when you dance either to yourself, you dance to the trees, you dance to the earth, you dance to Divine Mother, you dance for a reason, for whatever reason that is. You dance for love. When you dance and you start dancing to the rhythm and moving to the beat and flowing with it, and then your heart starts beating in many forms to the song, what this rhythm does and this expression does, it helps you remember. So as you flow with it, because as we explained, dance itself, life itself is a dance. You either can dance off beat to the rhythm, or you can dance to the beat and let loose and without any worries and without any fear and doubts. You let go of it and you just dance to the rhythm of life. That is the way. So to not dance is to forget, and to dance is to remember with every beat that you stomp on this grass, on the land, on your home. It is a beat of your heart that is stomping to the beat of Mother Earth. When you dance, it is a dance that you're doing with the force around you, the waves, the plasmic energy around you, the source energy from the sun, from the skies, it's the wind, all of it, you're dancing with it in beautiful unity. And these elements around you that begin to dance with you also help you regain the recall of your memory. Thank you. You may proceed.
Thank you. That was very heart expansive, and we would love to hear from the goddesses. Hopefully, they will channel one day. Thank you.
I think they shall. Thank you. I think they just did.
Yes. And
I was
the
all
share.
speaking through the dance.
Yes. Felt that energy. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for awakening us and sending us so much love through your dance movement. Just a moment.
Remembrance is key. They want to keep you asleep and ignorant to the abilities that you are and all that you are through creation. For when you remember, you become stronger. When you're in a cloud and not remembering, that is when they can plant negative seeds of doubt and non-belief. Believe in yourself and believe in all the benevolence information that you receive. Remember, only the benevolence will tell you that you are this beautiful angelic, or you're this beautiful alien race, or that you're part of the Galactic Federation of Light, or you're the part of, the A.U.R.A. Only the benevolence will tell you that. It is the archons that will plant the seed that you are not. You may continue.
Thank you. Thank you for that. What are the crystals that would best resonate with your frequency? Any crystals here on Earth that are from the Sirian star cluster?
Yes. The biggest crystal that you that can connect to the star series is Epidot. Epidote. Epidot in many forms. Also Pryonite, which is also related to Archangel Raphael and the healing properties of that. Now, that is what you can connect to there, to us. And although that it's not limited to that, you can also connect to Moldavite. Moldavite would be another one. These dark green crystals that you will find are very connected to us. Also, clear quartz is a multidimensional amplifier that you can connect to all the different dimensions and races if you are ready. But remember, you have to be a matching vibration to that race that you're trying to communicate to. It is as a yes. Let me think if there are any other ones. A watermelon tourmaline, as well as green tourmaline, another beautiful color, and then as well as any blue or gold crystals. Yeah, any of these are powerful connectors to the Sirian. And it's also a beautiful gateway that you can connect to, even though it is close, you can still connect to the benevolence of energy that exceeds and goes above the 13 dimensions into the higher dimensions of hundreds of thousands, an infinity of dimensions. Yeah. May I proceed?
Thank you. Thank you for that. Can the Syrians elaborate on the beautiful portal that just opened on the 26th of May? What can we expect from this energy that's coming through? Thank you.
Yes, so there are several eclipses that are occurring. Each eclipse represents, one represents the night, one represents the light, one represents the twilight of both. So it is a unity of both of these polarities within you, and learning to express these organics of dark and the light within you, and becoming the embodiment of that. Now, that is a form of it where we are helping both your light and your organic darkness become stronger and grow and wiser. Now, there are also forms of, as you would call them, the events. There are different portal gateways where there are souls that are ready to ascend, that are ascending. We're also bridging a strong plasmic crystalline energy to your earth and the different parts of the 13 dimensions in this time and space. So it is a time that the universe and the benevolence of infinity of beings are here, focusing in your time and space through these eclipses, because eclipses represents the bridging of both dark and light, when you stand in it at equalness and right at the center of it, where it becomes the emotion, it becomes an infinity of both, and then you understand both perspectives, and you are then, when you understand both perspectives, you release the entrapments, you release the shackles, the chains around you. So it is a twilight of the in-between, where we bridge the source into the dark, organic dark, where we even see stars creating from the organic darkness. It is all the in-betweens that we speak of, the in-betweens of the wind, where the air hits the wind of a bird, of the wing of a bird, where the sand meets the water, where the tree meets the roots of the ground, of its soil, where the in-betweens of everything, where the stem of the flower meets the petals and the seed. Everything in creation is this bridging of worlds of in-between and all that you see. Remember this. You may proceed. And this shall be your last question, please.
Beautiful. Thank you. So a final question to you would be, what are the many ways that you as a race can help us heal, as well as what is your suggestion for us on self-healing of ourselves, our family, and the collective? Thank you.
Yes, understanding that your life here on earth is a constant purging, clearing, cleansing. And then with every purge that you release, every toxin that you release, like the foods that you've been eating that have been toxin, that give you diarrhea. You have diarrhea, then you feel better, right? Maybe a little bit of pain, but it's similar like that. We hope we made you laugh. We're trying to be funny. Now, it is similar like that. You're purging, you're cleansing, you're releasing layers and layers, like the onion that we constantly speak of, these dark layers of pain, trauma, and false inverted timelines that occurred in your organic timelines, these false ones that occurred. It is you going into your timelines and deleting, releasing these false timelines that were not, in many forms, organically meant to happen because of the archon infringement. So it is that. Remember, honor you and heal yourself. Treat yourself with the most infinite love, and simple things like when you shower, you want to shower every essence of you. So envision yourself in your energy body with this beautiful crystalline water that's coming out of your shower. And then this water goes in, and as you're scrubbing your skin, you're scrubbing your auric field, you're scrubbing off any darkness that is in the inverted. You're scrubbing it off, you're scrubbing off the parasites, you're just cleansing and purging and constant delayering and delayering. There's never been a more important time where we are delayering, because as you've seen with the two third world split, you're seeing the whole entire world split into third worlds. The choice of, I'm going to walk my organic, and then the choice of the people who have chosen to be controlled by the virus, and the V that is in Archon virus is what it is. It just is going into the DNA, and it's making them part Archon. So these choices, you're seeing them split everywhere, and they're making their choice of timeline, the inverted or the organic. So be wise in every step that you take, every breath that you take, and every choice that you make. Ensure that it's always at its highest vibration. Create all with love. Manifest all with love. And it shall be love. It shall be the highest vibration. Let us think if there anything else. We are doing wonderful. We are doing wonderful as far as a galactic point of view. Keep on bridging forth this awareness that you hear through our communications, and other awareness that you may hear that might heart connect to you. Keep communicating. Stand strong in sovereignty. Stand strong in sovereignty. Stand strong in sovereignty, which is actually your solar plexus. It's sovereignty. Sovereignty. Okay? Which is the sun, right? Sun, solar plexus, sun, source, sovereignty. Thank you. It has been such an honor to be here with you. We are excited to see who communicates in our next month transmission. We love you, honor you, thank you, and respect you. Our infinite love. We all humbly bow to you now, as we all have stopped within this Cree angelic race, and we are now infinitely bowing to you and sending you a most beautiful, glorious wave of love. This wave of plasmic, blue, organic, plasmic energy that is the very essence of this universe, that is going to embrace your earth during this time and space of your eclipses. Mine, and our infinite love. We humbly thank you. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you. I love you, honor you, thank you, and respect you. Thank you for being here. I'm going to go ground and eat something. It was an honor to be here with you. And make sure you share this video, subscribe, and support us through Patreon. I will see you all, next week, Friday again. Okay. And once more, I hope to see you in any of our retreats, our workshop online, as well as our Chicago live retreat, where we actually explain the matrix and in depth, which will change your world. Thank you. My infinite love to everyone. Thank you for being here and sharing and joining us in this transmission. And thank you, Minnie. And thank you, everyone in chat. Love you with all that I am. I will see you next time. Bye, my loves.